people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, I have the chef of chefs. We call him Senor Fuego. He is the king of the kitchen, the one and only Chef Showtime. What's happening, Chef?
What's good? How you guys doing?
Oh man, blessed and highly favored, as the old folks would say. You like that? You like that? I know you like that. Next, we have the green-eyed bandit. In the dark alley, this man can either save your life or beat you up in front of your girlfriend. We call him the Brownsville Bully. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass. We call him the one and only Maniacal Dark Roosevelt. What's happening?
What's going on, man? I'm surprised you didn't say Mr. Everything. Look at you. You getting better and better.
I'm progressing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about progression. That's it.
It's become a part of the intro now. It's Roosevelt.
Yeah. It's hard. I still revert back to saying Mr. Everything every once in a while, but you know, I'm trying.
We should go here at least once or twice throughout the show.
Once or twice, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a prodigy on the show. Excuse me, Roosevelt, can you please do the due diligence and introduce our esteemed guest, please?
Absolutely. Ladies. First of all, before we even get started with introducing this man, calm down. Okay? Calm down. The brother, he's got goals. He's got his mind set on the books.
Mm-hmm.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Down. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest today. We have seen his dad here on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast in the name of Chayce Coleman. This is the next generation of Colemans, the next generation of professional wrestlers, the next generation of superstars. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the house with us today, Chayce Coleman.
Yeah, listen, first of all, I always wanted to have hair like yours. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, what you put in your hair? Juice and berries? Huh?
Water and conditioner, man. This is all genetic.
Some people just lucky.
No secrets, man.
Some people are just lucky, man. Thank you for being on the show, my brother.
Thank you for having me, man. This is a great honor.
Look, I had to ask some questions. I was like, can I cuss in front of him? Is he old enough? I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm chilling with everything. Say what you gotta say.
I don't want no smoke from Pops. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't. Man, he at church right now. Actually, he doing Bible study.
Amen. Yeah, stay in there. Start praying. There you go. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna get downright messy with it.
Let's go.
Who's a better rapper, you or your daddy?
If you ask him, he would say me. So I'm gonna say me.
Okay. All right. Confidence in the young buck. I like that. He said, I'm gonna say me. Yeah, I like that. Oh man, let's get into some of this music real quick, man. Talk about your musical journey and your musical influence. I know that you have been brought up around the church. Does that have any influence on your sound?
Absolutely. For the longest time, like I only heard like Christian music, and even if it was like more than gospel, it was Christian contemporary. So like for the longest time, my favorite artist was Toby Mac. And even when I was like super little, I thought every artist that came on the radio.
We've lost some quick technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, but just give us a second. He will be right back after these messages. He will be right back. There he is.
They done tried to kick me out. They
tried to kick you out. Yeah.
They done tried to take me down, but I will not be stopped talking
There
about
you go.
coming back. But yeah, for the longest time, I don't think I heard like other than popular songs that were played at like school events and stuff like that. I don't think I heard music on my own until maybe 5th, 6th grade. And the more I got into it, the more I listened to different sounds. So like the first, I guess, regular rapper that I grew up on was Eminem. And it was really funny how that came about because I was listening to a parody of a song that was in the style of him. And my dad was like, "Are you listening to Eminem?" And I was like, "No, who's that?" And he was like, "Look him up." So I did. And now we're here.
Oh, man. See, Eminem influenced the whole generation.
Oh, absolutely. Multiple generations.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what's different about Eminem music, and when I was your age, I was listening to Eminem too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, listening to it now, it's a little different. I can't compare to some of the songs. Some of the songs are a little strong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What you want to? What the who?
You want to
what? Where? Oh my god!
What you gonna do to Kim? Yeah.
Oh my bro, that Kim story was an entirely different legacy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I think that song, like they tried to cancel him over the songs he did with Rihanna, and I found that funny because I was like, just don't let them listen to Kim.
Yeah. No.
That's not gonna end well for anybody.
Nobody's. Oh man, so talk about some of your musical influences. You just mentioned Eminem, man. Who are some of your people that you listen to for musical inspiration?
It's always changing. I definitely said Eminem. As I was going down that like rabbit hole of listening to music, I also discovered 21 Pilots through a friend of mine in middle school, and that also influences my sound. So I have like bits and pieces of a little bit of every genre, a little bit of every sound, because that all can create something original, you know? So 21 Pilots, Eminem, right now JID. I've been listening to a lot of pop rock, so like Jaden. I listen to Corpse, like every aspect of not only rap but music in general. I've always found interesting.
I dig that, man. Well, for people that's not familiar with your music and some of your sound, man, you got a new track out that's called 911. Can you talk about that real quick?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm working on a project called School's Out, and the entire premise of this album is a love story that goes on throughout a summer. And 911 is the first song on this rock album, which is the first time that they're seeing this from me, is a rock, like not only track but fully rock album. So I had a lot of fun with it. It was about a story that happened like multiple years ago, but you know, I have the ability to go back to that time. Like, what did I feel? What did I think? How would I have responded to this? What was I thinking about in that moment? And I put all of that onto a song and add all that emotion as much as I can.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna play the track. You can lip read or lip sync. Lip sync. Is that lip sync?
Lip sync.
Yeah, you can lip sync to it if you want to, man. But we just wanted to play our listeners, man, a little bit of the track 911. Here we go.
All right.
I can have any girl but the one that I want, cause the girl that loves me is not the girl that I love. Something's wrong with my brain, got me going insane. I'm not used to this pain, call 911. Is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scant on, cause you're testing all the patience I got. Is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scant on, cause you're testing all the patience I got. Bright city, but my heart is dark as ever. Gaining new people, but sometimes it gotta sever. Emotions fluctuating, and my heart is like a lever. But neither of those sides ever got me feeling better for long. Looking at the past, heart is tethered to logs. Unaware that I've only ever treaded along. The worst part about it was I wasn't in the wrong, so I can't apologize if it wasn't my fault. I feel like I'm sedated. Every time I see your face, I love it and I hate it. I love the memories that we had when we were dating, but hated it surrendering the feelings that were fading. Thinking that you want me in the first place. Must be Peter, how you denied me at your birthday. 3 times, 3 lies straight in my face. They're laughing it off, but you got me feeling sideways. Like, is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scantron, cause you're testing all the patience I got. Is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scantron, cause you're testing all the patience I got. Yeah. Getting offers on the daily. Can you be my baby? Promise coming up, so would you be my date, please? Offers on the jump, but that isn't where my brain leads. Stuck in the past, archaeologist, crazy. I want you, but you don't want me. I guess what you can't have is too appealing. Asking what is love, well I felt the real thing. But what they don't warn you about is where that road leads. You weren't mine, it was only my turn. And as long as you're still on it, I would watch the world burn. And it's like I see your face every way that I turn. And I pretend like I wasn't ever hurt. I try to stay friends, try to stay in the background. Watch your success, but there ain't none of that now. You let me on, and in time I wouldn't back out. You're my addiction, but I'm burning down the crack house. Is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scantron, cause you're testing all the patience I got. Is it my fault? I can't seem to move on. Trying to find a way I could have treated you wrong. Feeling like I've always had the number 2 spot. Scantron, cause you're testing all the patience I got. I can have any girl, but the one that I want. Cause the girl that loves me is not the girl that I love. Something's wrong with my brain, got me going insane. I'm not used to this pain, call 911. I can have any girl, but the one that I want. Cause the girl that loves me is not the girl that I love. Something's wrong with my brain, got me going insane. I'm not used to this pain, call 911. 911.
Woo! Woo! Let that breathe. Let that breathe. Somebody call 911. Somebody. Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, it be like that sometimes. The girl that you love don't be the one that wants you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was definitely like real life inspiration for that track. Like I said, 2 years ago, a lot happened, and because it was coming back to school during that quarantine time, but at the same time, like seeing everybody for the first time in real life and trying to get over this, but it's also my senior year. Like I had a lot of different influences going on. So making that song was definitely like a callback to everything before I graduated, before I really started doing wrestling, like picking that back up. There was so much that led into that I wanted to touch light on.
What's her name so I can get my cousins and them to jump her ass? Right now.
We can't do that. Can't do that. See, you gotta remember the best revenge is blowing up without thinking about it.
Boom, there you go. Boy, you wise for your age. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Yeah. Go ahead, Roosevelt.
Oh no, I was agreeing. Yeah, I love that. So with that song, I mean, it's dope. It sounds like something you can hear on the mainstream. Who kind of influenced that kind of music for you? I know it's kind of like a pop type thing. So what kind of pop artists? You really
I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of like, in fact, on my Spotify replay, I got called The Alchemist because of how many playlists I have. Like I have different playlists for different genres, different feelings, a lot of that stuff. So like on my pop rock playlist, there's a lot of Jaden. There's some Machine Gun Kelly, not much. There's Travis Barker. There's so many people that like made one song or made a couple of songs that I liked and they got added to the playlist. And when I was like going through listening to a bunch of different styles, I was like, I think I could do this. So I tested myself out, and that's what happened.
Oh man, I think you were brave for adopting that sound. Even though there's people that's done it before you. Did that feel a little bit out of your element when you started doing the punk rock style of music? Because you're known for rapping, and most notably, you're known for rapping over wrestlers' entrance theme music. That's where I first started. That's when I started first hearing your music. I was like, oh man, he rapping over this theme music and this one. So was
Yeah.
that a big change going from that, or was it just natural for you?
I think it was a little bit of both. It was something to learn. It was a different area of music, but there was so much that was the same about it. That it was just kind of like exploring a new map in a video game. It was fun, but you still had the same controls.
Mm,
So when I was like learning about it and studying a lot of the ways they do it, the differences, I think the thing that stuck out to me most was in rap, your lyrics matter more. In rock, the chorus matters more, what they're feeling, how you say it, the flow. And the lyrics are still important, but at the same time, it's also something that you could just vibe out to in your car, like blasting down the highway. So it's one of those things that like the more you learn it, the more fun you can have with it.
absolutely, absolutely. Roosevelt got some wrestling questions for you, man.
Yes, I do. So, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know, I've known Chayce since he was around 8, 9 years old, the same age as my son right now. And I know you pretty much have grown into this business. You've been all of what one key match I always go back to. I'm sure you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Is the match between your dad and the Geordie Bulldogs. You actually got involved with the match and the storytelling behind all of it, where them getting you so involved where your dad had an I quit match and he didn't want anything to happen to you and you doing the Hurricane Rana from the top rope. Run us through that entire the whole structure of that in that entire segment. Like, what was it like being involved in some type of storyline with your dad and being in a side of a wrestling ring and doing all these little things as a young kid at the age of like 10 at the time?
I think I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah. Run us through that real quick.
So I had no idea like what was going to happen going into where the wrestling show was being held. But I was always open to everything because I mean I loved like being in the ring. I loved doing, especially like doing flips off the ropes and stuff like that. So when my dad pulled me aside and he was like, "Hey, can you do a Hurricane Rana?" I was like, "Absolutely." And he was like, "Show me." So I did, and he was like, "Okay, you're gonna do that tonight." And I was like, "Okay." So
Like tonight?
I was like, "Tonight, like right now." So like this whole night, I'm pumped. I'm like walking around, my chest is out, I'm beaming, I'm happy. Mom has no idea. And I didn't think to tell her because I was like, she probably knows, it's whatever, I've been around the ring forever. And I might as well. And then when I did it, when the match actually happened and everything like worked through, I do the Hurricane Rana, I jump out, and this crowd of kids is like, yo, that was awesome. And I think that was one of the most fun nights. I specifically remember bragging about it to a lot of my friends back in middle school. Like that was that was one of the most fun nights I had as far as being a kid, but in this business as much as possible.
Absolutely. Run us through the final portion of that storyline where your dad had the I Quit match and he had you involved in that type of thing. Like, run us through your mentality with that. Because, as a young kid, even though you're growing up in it, you're in a ring with these grown men who are telling the story that they're getting ready to hurt you. And you have to really sell that and not sell it to where you're so afraid that you're tensing up and you're shaking and you're still a kid. You're still a kid. So having that mentality of these grown men may actually hurt me, but still saying, you know what? I know these guys. I know they won't hurt me. I know my dad has me. Run us through your mentality with that.
I think for most of the match, because it was a great match. for most of the match, I was literally just enjoying everything like that was going on. So I was like, oh my gosh, he done got a plunger out the bathroom. He filled it with water. Like Brad Attitude spitting out water from the plunger. I was like, this is insane. I've never seen him use these type of weapons, whether it was a chair, a plunger. Like, I'm pretty sure he used somebody else's hat. It was so much fun to watch. But like once it got to that point where he was handcuffs, I was like, okay, yeah, now I'm seeing it. I feel that this is messed up. He's about to hit my dad in the head with a chair, and he's defenseless. He can't move. He's literally got like a maybe 3-foot range of motion. The ref's trying to get him out, so I slide up there. I'm trying to get him out, and he's like, I'm gonna get you. And I'm 15 at the time, so I wasn't wrestling yet, but I knew a little bit. So I was like, okay, let's see if I could try the same thing twice. I go for the Hurricane Rana. He catches it, and I catch a 6'2" power bomb, 6'4".
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, but it was a high place to fall from. It was that definitely. And I've watched that a couple times. In fact, DJ Dells, he has that part in his YouTube video, and like watching it after everything that's like transpired throughout the 4 years after that is like, it keeps adding on. I honestly want to go back to AML and like start up a storyline, whether it's be with Brad Attitude, whether it be with Tim. Like there's a lot that could bloom from that moment.
Absolutely. Other than your dad, I know he had a big influence in you being a part of the wrestling business. What other influence have you had in just watching certain guys, or whether mainstream from WWE, Ring of Honor, AEW, or just on the independents? Like, who actually gave you some type of inspiration to say, you know what, I would love to try this, or I would love to be able to get in a ring with this person, or work like this person?
Okay, I think the first person that like really made me want to get in the ring and like got me excited to watch wrestling all the time was Jeff Hardy. He, like, whether it be his character, the dance he did before, like everything about Jeff Hardy, I wanted to emulate at some point. I even have some of his armbands from a wrestling show when I met him, and he's always had like the charismatic enigma has always been something that I wanted to incorporate a little bit in my character. And that was like the first time that I was like, you know what? I could see myself doing this. I could see myself doing a front flip off the top rope. I could see myself like doing these intricate types of moves that, whether they're a spin off a move or a different versions of a move or something that's never been seen before, like that innovation has always inspired me to try new stuff. And then when I got back into wrestling, I saw a lot of different people like Ricochet. Ricochet is definitely one of my favorites. Will Ospreay, the Briscoes were also awesome. Adam Page, the whole Undisputed Era, because that, like, during that time I was watching it, it was so much fun to see people my dad knew on like grand stages doing these big things and watching everything transpire on different stages for everyone to see. So it's like, okay, I know people know him from this, but now they know him from this, and now they see him on this, and now they know he can do this. And like bringing in the Undisputed Era for the first War Games match, that was cool, and that was something that was innovated, that was brought on by people my dad knew.
Gotcha. And I still owe the Undisputed Era some hands, I owe them some hands, right? I ain't gonna get into it too deep, but I owe them some hands. Like, I'm gonna get my get my hits back. I'm gonna get my hits
I
back.
definitely, I remember that as well. Yeah, you like seeing your stint in NXT was cool, but as soon as the Undisputed Era came out, I was like, they did my man dirty.
Run us through what life was like for you in terms of like going to school and being the son of a superstar like your dad and being involved in all these different shows. Like, tell us how kids related to you whenever you went to school, and especially with your music as well? Like, how did they walk up to you like, "Hey, Chayce, are you the superstar?" Or they were like, "Oh, that's just Chayce. You know, his dad does these things."
It was definitely more of the latter because I was admittedly a weird kid growing up. So like I moved. I wouldn't say a lot, but during school for me it was a lot. So I was always obsessed with wrestling, and then in 3rd grade we moved to Charlotte. Then I'm still obsessed with wrestling, and there's only like one other person that watches wrestling that I'm like, okay, cool. Me and this guy can be friends. This is awesome. And then I started playing Minecraft and getting into that. So now I like wrestling and Minecraft, 2 things that have nothing to do with each other that a lot of people also don't necessarily care about or necessarily relate to, think are popular, whatever. And while that was going on, I still love wrestling. I still love Minecraft. I go to middle school at Northwest School of the Arts, and it's an entirely different place than where I went before. So the first day I'm sitting beside a kid and 2 kids, one's a boy, one's a girl. So I turned to the boy to my right and I'm like, "Hey, do you like Minecraft?" He was like, "Yeah." "Do you have a PS3? "Yeah." "All right, we're friends now." We are still friends to this day. And we stuck together throughout that because both of us were kind of like the weirdos, but not the weirdos, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I was never really like popular because of wrestling. And like the people that knew me, they either knew my dad was a wrestler because I told them, or they didn't because I didn't. And it wasn't like I don't think I've had instances where it was like, "Hey, your dad's Chayce Coleman. I remember you," at least not in school. So I was definitely like I had a very normal childhood, except on weekends.
Yes, every weekend is dedicated to wrestling.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Church.
Yeah,
Wrestling
like
and church.
having friends invite me out and be like, "Hey, you want to go to this?" I'm like, "Brother, do you know what night it is? Brother, it's SummerSlam. Like, this is a family event. I'm not going nowhere."
You're right. Oh man, you mentioned that you had the opportunity to meet some superstars, like you just mentioned Jeff Hardy, and
Yeah.
you said he gave you some armbands.
Yes.
Oh man, see, that's a lot cooler than my Jeff Hardy stuff. I met Jeff Hardy because he had the bubble guts and he was trying to figure out where the bathroom was. And he asked me, I had to point it to her. It's over there, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, "Is that Jeff Hardy? That was Jeff Hardy." I didn't want to be weird and follow him to the bathroom. Like, "Hey man,
Right.
can you sign this receipt?" Yeah, give me your autograph. Sign the back of this receipt real quick. But talk about some of the people that you've come in contact with just because they know your dad or just because you're in wrestling. Talk about some of the people that you were able to meet.
There's definitely been a few, and well, way more than a few. Recently I've met Roderick Strong. I met him at WrestleCade and saw him again at DPW, and he like had a full-on conversation with me, like actually talking to me, actually remembering who I am when he sees me. Like that was something that I hadn't always experienced in the business. So I definitely want to give him a shout out because he gave me some pointers on what to do during wrestling. And I appreciate him for that. I'll be forever grateful for that. Recently I also met Shelton Benjamin. I had met him before as a kid, but I hadn't seen him like since I was able to say I'm in the business or I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now. So like he remembered me and he was like, "Hey, yeah, like how's your music going?" I was like, he knows about that. It's great. Like that's awesome. And I think it was the night of that show that I went ahead and wrote the Ain't No Stopping Me remix.
I saw that.
Yeah. And I tagged him as a collaborator. I was like, I just want to see if it works. And he collaborated with me on it, and I was so happy that happened. I've met Paul London. I've met Adam Cole. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head, but there are so many that I don't want to miss people.
That's a cool brag in itself.
It is.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
definitely is.
I met so many famous people, I just forget names. You know what I'm saying?
um,
And a lot of these connections that you've made came from Omega too, right?
yes, yeah. Meeting the Hardys, I actually met them first at a, my birthday. So like for my 8th or 9th birthday, my dad was like, "Hey, get in the car. We're going to Matt's." And I knew Matt at the time. So like I had always seen him, but I hadn't seen Jeff. And like every time I saw him, I would be like, "Yo, what's up? How you doing?" But I'd never seen him and Jeff in the same place. So we went to Matt's house. He has the shed with the ring in it, and it's nighttime. I think it was cold. It probably was because it was September. I walk in, I'm playing toys with Matt Hardy and saying hi to like Rebby, and he brings in Jeff, and I'm like, yo, this is awesome. Like meeting the person that kind of got me into the business that I would like turn on Raw all the time and like can't wait to see. So meeting them was always cool, and I still like run into them at different shows. A lot of AML. It's always cool to see them because that's family. That's like my dad was trained by the Hardy Boys,
Right.
so like knowing them and knowing how well they know my dad, it's always cool to see him.
Man, for my 8th birthday, I think I got a pack of gum and a Lion King tape. So, that's pretty dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Your childhood is so much better than a lot of people. I tell you that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So the ultimate question: how many phone numbers you done got because you done knew some of these guys?
That depends on what kind of phone numbers you're asking about. Because if you're talking about like wrestlers' phone numbers, I don't ask for wrestling phone numbers.
Girls. Girls' phone numbers.
There's a very
Don't incriminate yourself, young man.
no. There's very few amount of women I know that watch wrestling, so I don't think I've ever like gotten a phone number because of the fact that they watch wrestling.
Just give it time. Just give it time.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry about it. Just hey, focus on you, young man. They'll come. They will come.
All right. So now you're wrestling. Now you're in
Yes.
the ring. You're taking bookings. And I actually remember your very first match.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was at your promotion.
The company that I was working at. And you had a very good match with Cam Jackson. You guys went up there and really told a really great story. Run us through your first moment of training and how the transition was for you in terms of really learning everything from taking the bumps and figuring out who you were as a wrestler versus, a lot of people always say, you got to live up to your father's lineage and you walk in their shoes and yada yada yada. But you created your own path outside of Caprice, and a lot of people see it, and I really really love that you do have that. But run us through that transition from just being a kid who has done a couple of spots with his dad to having your own lights and going out there and doing your own thing.
It was actually after quarantine because I'd taken like my first bumps and everything. I knew how to do a lot of that. I was trained before I like started taking training as seriously as I do now. I was trained by Caleb Conley, George South, JD Drake, Jake Manning. And like I knew all of these people. I knew Savannah Evans. I'd done some training with Cozone, like at different seminars my dad was at. And I even knew Malachi like when we were all 13, 14, before the dreads, before Javon Evans. So so like I had always known I always knew how to do flips, but at this time I wanted to learn how to wrestle. So I started wrestling and training under Lodi. So I'm now trained by Lodi and Arn Anderson. I was a little rusty on some things, but I was like, okay, I know how to take bumps. I know how to like bump and feed. Let me do this. Okay, here's how you give this move. And I came in with kind of a class of people, Duke Patterson, Nico J, and Bryce and Key were the three main people that I clicked with as soon as I walked in, because they were all like closer to my age.
Mhm.
I also met Dante Khalifa pretty soon after that. Like, a lot of people that I'm wrestling with now are the people that I've known throughout my training experience. And I was training for maybe 3-4 months before I had my first match. And that first day, I had no idea what I was gonna do. Because originally I was going to go to See No Evil
Mhm.
in Gastonia and just see if I could get like a match or a spot in this Royal Rumble they had going on. And then I think you called my dad and was like, "Hey, I have this wrestling show on Monroe Road. Would you want to come?" And my dad was like, "Hey, Chase is wrestling now. I'll come if you give him his first match." So you did. It was me and Cam Jackson, and I had a whole lot of fun with it. And I think discovering my character was just a matter of what parts of myself I want people to see and what parts of myself I want to amplify. Because like everybody eats sandwiches, so you can't it's hard to make a career off of eating sandwiches and that being your thing,
Mhm.
unless you eat sandwiches really entertainingly. But if you dance, everybody's like, okay, I like dancing. Dancing is fun. If you can do flips, they're like, okay, that's cool. You can do a flip. If you can strike, that's cool. So adding those elements and like just seeing which people reacted to more, um, I kind of had fun in like a lab sense of seeing which worked, which didn't. Okay, this popped, this didn't. Um, so I kind of became the Born Legacy, a kid who can dance but also likes to strike. I can high fly. I can do technical if I need to. Like, I have a lot of comedic elements in my matches, even if I'm not like wrestling a comedic match per se. I'll have like random quotes I'll say, or quips I like to call them. Um, a lot like Spider-Man when he's fighting.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see a little Miles Morales in you.
Yeah, you give me a
Yeah.
Miles Morales vibe. You know what I'm saying? You
When
probably
I
hanging upside down on the walls and stuff. I can see that.
Well,
when I
if you ever seen his moonsault,
yeah.
the way he does his moonsault, he looks like Miles Morales. He's like it's so slow motion. I'm like, how is this kid just moving like this in the air?
Oh man,
Yeah,
what's your finisher? If you don't
my
mind me asking.
finisher now is a buckshot spear. So if you've ever seen Adam Page's buckshot lariat, I just do that with a spear. And I'm thinking about like adding into my repertoire a arm pulled knee. So if I have both of their hands, I'll just drive my knee. Um, just to have a little bit of variety. And for the longest time, it was the moonsault, but then I messed up my knee because I was driving home from my girlfriend's campus and I hydroplaned and wrecked my car. So I messed up my knee in it, not badly. Like, I didn't feel it in the moment. There was no like bruise or anything, but it did start swelling, and it probably didn't help that I wrestled that Thursday either. So, um, like it always kind of messed with me. And a moonsault is uh, a very knee heavy move.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to stop doing that, and I just started doing the buckshot spear and the driver knee.
And the buckshot spear is pretty much a pretty knee heavy move as well, because you got to be able to
True.
land correctly, because that one move out of nowhere, like you just one wrong step and you can blow your knee out.
Absolutely.
So definitely. So what do you got coming up next, man? Like where we going to find you at next in wrestling?
I'm doing a lot of things. So I think my next show is Ring Wars Carolina in August. I think August 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also part of Wrestling Evolution. I've been gone for a little bit, but I'm coming back soon. And between that, any bookings that are given, I'll probably take. I'm also trying to get this album out. This school's out, so I'm trying to be a little bit of everywhere at once, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, and definitely, I'm going to help you as much as possible. Get you some more bookings. You know, we got to get in the car together and ride. I could definitely do that. You just let me know. Well, we'll connect and we'll figure out like what your schedule is, and we can make some things happen.
Man, we got this tournament going on called the Hyperdrive Tournament, and I know that we're going to have a second part of that probably later on in the year, man. Maybe something we can see you in, possibly. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed.
Oh man, I got to see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I got to see the child prodigy working for myself, man.
Real quick, you just had a match with Dante Khalifa. You just mentioned him, and I just saw the video of you and your dad with the whole thing about him throwing the towel in. Run us through that. What is the story behind the entire thing with that?
So, this would be my match with Dante was my second match ever in Wrestling Evolution. The match before then was the month before where I wrestled Duke Patterson. I got that victory, and Dante comes out, and my reaction was 100% genuine. Like I'm hugging fans, I'm high fiving, I'm having fun, and then I hear, "Hey, look here," and I'm like, "Yo, what?" So I get in the ring. I got in the ring, and he challenged me for the next show. And like throughout all of that, we had promo ideas, we had like different things we wanted to get across. And I like our characters clashing is a very interesting contrast because his character is very like mature and serious, and my character is very like childish and quick, and like the different styles were the different styles of wrestling, but also in acting of how we are is definitely a clash that was like fun to create and fun to see play out. What was not fun was being in that dragon sleeper. And like, like hey, brother, hey, oh my god. So while I was pulling to the ropes, I grab the ropes, I get him, I think I'm free. He pulls me back, and I'm still crawling, and he keeps going until my dad throws in the towel. After that, you can see my head kind of poke up like, huh, what just happened? And just go down and accept what just happened. And we've been playing off of that since then. The show after that was Dante Khalifa versus LeBron Cozone, where he tried to use a chair to finish Cozone off. So I grabbed the chair out of his hand, and we've been like kind of having this rivalry ever since. But the Bourne Legacy is starting to like more and more stray away from my dad, and seeing that happen it's like it's a slow burn, but it's definitely something that's going to be significant in the future of Wrestling Evolution. So if you haven't watched that promo yet, I definitely say watch it, and keep an eye out.
Oh man, let me please walk us through some of these images, man. I pulled a couple of images. I thought that was really cool, man, from one of your matches. I just want you to talk about it real quick. So this is the first one.
Oh yes, the first time I used the perfect elbow, which I do up and over elbow drop. It was me versus Rip Cannon, my Ring Wars Carolina debut. And I'm like, you can see my face. I'm definitely trying to aim where to put my elbow, but I'm also like excited to get this move off. And it was definitely a fun match. I'm glad you captured that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I thought this was a cool one. This is like an album cover picture if you have one.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I love looking at the camera in the middle of a match and showing like conveying that and that emotion past what's going to be seen in that exact moment. Because yes, I love to include the fans. I love to include the crowd, but also showing I'm trying to win. I'm fighting. This is different. This is difficult. This is this is something I haven't, someone I haven't wrestled before. Even if I have, they're doing something I haven't seen before. I want to convey the fact that this is a struggle, even if I look like I'm having fun.
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite ones, and I've seen this all over the place, but it don't get no better than this right here, man.
Oh, absolutely. That was after the calf kick I gave him, and that was like so much fun. I just got up and yelled. I had no idea what he was doing behind me, and I didn't see until after. She showed me the photos, and I was like, this is sick. Like this is the best. I don't want to say the best photo that's ever been taken of me, but in me of action at the time, it definitely was.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, what did he hit him with to make him do a handstand like that?
The secret's out. It was a calf kick.
It was a calf kick, boy. That calf kick looked dangerous, Jack. Make a man stand on his head with feet,
absolutely.
feet straight up.
Brother doing breakdancing moves.
Yeah. Oh man, that's impressive, man. For your young career, man, I think that you have a lot of what the old folks call juice. You know what I'm saying? You got the juice, young man, and I would love to see more of you. Do you have any bigger aspirations of where you would want to land as far as a company is concerned? If you do continue to pursue the wrestling,
I won't say there's a place I want to go to specifically. Of course, I want to like end up on grand stages, but whatever those may be. I've always like wanted to be a part of WWE, but I've also seen AEW. They've got a lot of good stuff going on right now. Will Ospreay's now signed. That match with Swerve was insane. The match with Daniel Bryan was amazing. And I want to be a part of that. Also seeing ROH, which technically right now is a branch of AEW, but like the history that ROH has, and not only within wrestling, but within my family, I definitely think is something that I would like to capitalize on. Maybe make a tour to Japan. I've always loved Japan, so definitely would like to, go out there. I think the main thing for me is I want to keep wrestling until I stop learning, because the moment you stop learning is when things get stale.
let's go to Roosevelt, or Mr. Everything as he is most professionally known. What advice would you give to Chayce Coleman, man? Because you've been in the game for some time, and you've actually were able to train quite a few people, man. So, what advice would you give the young brother?
Just remain humble. I mean, you're on the right path. You got the right people behind you, beside you, and showing you the right way. Just one of the things is staying humble, and like you said, man, just keep learning. You never stop learning, and don't be afraid to kind of step outside the box. You have your own path. You're not really walking in your dad's shadow or trying to live up to what he's done. You actually carved your own stone and put your own name on the proverbial book of wrestling. So just continue doing what you're doing, man. And real quick, I got a real important question to ask.
Right.
Okay? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because your dad, and you can quote me on this. You can tell him your dad been ducking me, man.
Shot fired!
Okay, I got a promo, and I'm gonna find it. And I'm gonna send it to you. Where your dad jumped in the middle of my promo, and he challenged me to a match, right? And this is at NML, and every time I would ask him, I say, "Hey, when we gonna have this match?" And he keep telling me he gotta get his cardio up. I don't know what that means, because your dad is a machine. I don't know what that means, but he ready to do a tag team. He want to be a tag team, but he don't want to have a one-on-one. So since your dad keeps ducking me, how about me and you tie it up a little bit? What do you think?
Starting to sound a little bit like the Khalifa.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that came from, and I got nothing to do with that. But at the same time, I'm open to any and all challenges, so I might as well. I definitely would mix it up in the ring with you, especially knowing one, how long you've been doing this, but knowing who you are as a wrestler and a person. You've had a couple significant places in my life, so I'd definitely be down to step in the ring with you. It don't
Bring a
have to be
weapon.
for my dad though. It doesn't have to be about that. You know, like
No,
he got his own beefs. He got his own things going on. I had no idea. His
Bring a weapon.
cardio's great. His cardio's better than mine. I'll be honest. Like he's great. So I think he might just be trying to walk his fish on you, bro. I don't
walk his fish.
Yeah, like giving crazy excuses like, yeah, I gotta walk my fish, teach him.
Oh, okay.
I gotta sweep the roof.
That's that young slang. That's that young slang right there. We're like, can we get a translation, please? Walk your fish.
Walk your fish. What is that? I don't.
Yeah, I felt a great hair going on my eyebrow when he said that. Like,
that makes no sense. That's the point. It's not supposed to make sense. Yeah,
but I love your dad. I love your whole family. You know, we have always been connected. We've always been family for a very long time. I remember coming to the house, give you haircuts every now and then, and we go out to eat and do different things. So, you know, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of the man that you become. I'm proud of the superstar wrestler and rap artist and musical artist that you become. I can't wait to see everything that you're going to accomplish because you have the right attitude and mentality to accomplish everything. Everything is possible for you, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen for you. And we're going to take it to Brian and see what other questions he may have. And
Enough with all this sentimental love stuff. Enough.
Which I appreciate.
We choose war. That's what we choose. We choose war, and we have to go to battle. There's this segment that we have where your dad had to fend for his life.
Oh Lord!
In this segment, we got to go to school, man. I want you to cut a scathing promo against your nemesis, your one and only opponent, the evil, maniacal Roosevelt. Beautiful people, we going to promo school.
All right.
All right, who got first?
Chayce got first. And it's not only your dad, but everybody has had to come through this school and do a promo against me. Every guest we've had Rhett Titus, we've had Austin Aries, we've had Gangrel, we have Ron Simmons. Everybody had to go through this. You got to go through it today. You got first. Let's see what you got.
All right. Victor Andrews, a name that's rung through North Carolina for a very, very long time, and one that I'm very familiar with. It's going to be a crazy awakening when you realize I'm not the same kid that would watch you get haircuts in the living room. And I'm definitely not the same kid that was sitting in the crowd cheering you on, because I definitely won't be cheering you on when I'm standing in front of you. You see, these fists got fire and these kicks got flavor. The dragon is here, and I cut you like a taper. We finna go crazy. We finna go wild. The Born Legacy versus Mr. Everything. It's gonna be a great night. For who? That's for me to decide.
Oh, your boy got chops. Woo! Woo! You hear that? You hear that? Huh? Sound like an ass whooping to me. Man, let's talk about it. Roosevelt, what you got to say, man? The young boy came ablazing, you know what I'm saying? Spitting that hot fire. You know what I'm saying? What you think about it? What you got to say for yourself?
Chayce Coleman. You made a big mistake by thinking that this is the Victor Andrews that you watched as a kid. See, this is no longer Victor Andrews. This is now only Roosevelt. And the problem with you standing in the ring with Roosevelt is the fact that I like to fight. And I don't care if I've known you since you were 9 years old. I don't care if you cheered for me. I don't care that you got this music career. In fact, once you step in the ring with me, the main thing you need to have on speed dial will be 911.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if this is considered child abuse or just abuse. But one thing is guaranteed. When the night is done, you'll know that you were in a fight with a man who likes to fight.
Mm.
There you go. And
It's instinct. Oh man, battle for the ages. Oh man, listen. You go. What if his daddy jump in this thing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Well, now he said,
I'm gonna hope there are no towels involved.
"There you go." There you go. He said, "Leave Caprice ass at home." You like throw in towels and stuff. Daddy, I want to pass out on my own. Oh man, that was a great promo battle from the one and only Roosevelt and the young Thriller, Chayce Coleman. Do you have any monikers yet?
The Born Legacy, and also when I was really young, I didn't get to meet Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but my dad did, and for the longest time I called myself the Dragon as a wrestling name, and he gave me the permission to use it. So I'm gonna start using it. I might as well. I got the blessing from the Dragon himself, one of the best ever, you know. So the Dragon, the Born Legacy, one half of the Ageless Legacy, and many more to come, hopefully.
Could we ever see a match between you and your father, like almost like Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio kind of style? And who would be the heel in that match?
Ooh. You definitely can. You definitely will be able to see me versus him. That's something that I think we both want to embark on, especially in the near future. And as far as who would be the heel, I would say tap into my wrestling and just see, keep updated, see what happens. It might be me, it might be him, it might be some random person that has nothing to do with the match that goes by D. It just, you never know what happens.
Right.
Yeah, but
Have you been the heel in matches yet, or do you more lean to babyface?
I think I've been a heel once. We had a student showcase for Team Fearless last month, and I wrestled against one of the trainees named Cam Isaac. And that was when I first adapted the Dragon moniker for the first time.
I like that. I think you got to add something in front of the Dragon to make it uniquely yours. You know what I'm saying? Like the Drip Dragon or something like that. I don't know.
Drip Dragon.
Oh, I'm gonna let you find that. But hey, man, I think that you have been blessed by the wrestling gods, man. And I think if you just keep on developing what you got going on, brother, I think you'll be all right. I want to make your daddy happy real quick. Let's talk about faith real quick, right? Okay. Talk about your spiritual journey and have you found your voice in your religion yet, or are you still searching for that?
Define voice.
Who you are as in close proximity to your relationship with God, right?
I've always been like in church, especially because of my dad. Like he's always had something to do with the church, whether he was preaching, pastoring, ministering. Right now he's youth pastor at the church we go to now, and I'm the cameraman. So I've always been in close proximity to church, which also leads to the fact that I've never really questioned God's existence. And the more like I learn about it, the more I, like try to change to be a better person, a better Christian, a better son, a better brother, a better boyfriend, all of that. So I think I won't say I've always been the same person, but I've always had the same motive as far as Christ, which is to put him first in everything I do and never to like stray away in a sense of like thinking I'm too good for him or doing things that I know I shouldn't and just doing it to do it because I want to do it for no reason. You know, like I always want to be, even if they can't tell it's because I'm Christian, I always want there to be a difference about me. In my music, I never cuss. I have a friend who's on a couple of songs that says whatever he wants, but I personally never cuss in my music, and that's partially because of the fact that I'm a Christian. And there are so many words in the dictionary that I can rhyme without saying 5 of them, you know? Like, it's definitely something that I work around, and I love the challenge of it. Because there's so much of it that there's so many people that don't do that today where they rhyme the same word 4 times, and if you take that out, I want to see what's still left.
Real quick, you did just mention being a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Your little sister, what is it like watching her grow up? Because you guys grow up really, really fast, but watching her grow up and being that big brother that needs to make sure that you do everything right because she's watching every step that you make. And in terms of your music, going to school, you know, doing things, what is it like, and how do you navigate through that?
My sister, I can say without a doubt, is my biggest fan. Like, she knows all the words to all my songs. She knows even songs I haven't released. Like, I could write a song, and in 3 days, if I'm singing it around the house, she'll have every word. And if she misses one, she'll be like, I missed it. Dang it. I'm like, Gabby, that was written 3 days ago. It's not a big deal. No, but like, I like the song, and I know I'm supposed to know the lyric. Okay. As far as watching her grow up, I think right now we're in the hardest part of it because she's a teenager now. She's 15. And with that also comes like everything that comes with being 15. So she's starting to keep her eye on boys now, and they're reciprocating, and I gotta be back here like I can't hurt them. I can't hurt them unless they make me. But so far she's had a pretty.
I just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk. Don't mind the trash can ECW style weapons back there. That's just for if he doesn't want to talk. So we just gonna have a civil conversation or war, whichever depends. You know, like as long as he's well rounded, I will also be well rounded.
Right.
That's a very mature way of doing that, because I used to try to fight all my sister's boyfriends. I didn't care. I'm like, y'all ain't coming up in this house.
The way kids are built now, they ain't built like kids no more, man. I like she was very fond of this young man who is taller than me and weighs more than I do. So I can't just be picking fights for no reason. I can't, like, if you 6'2" and you come up to my door like, hey, I'm here for Gabby. No, you ain't. What in the world? You here to give me some dietary pointers? You finna what are they feeding you, and where can I get some? Like,
yeah, you got to hit them with the bad boys.
Exactly. That's exactly what came to mind.
You old
hit them with that Marlon Wayans. So do we have a problem? You know,
we have a problem. Yeah.
But so far, she's definitely chosen well. Like, I don't think she's brought anyone that I've been like, leave, run. Like, you know, like in most situations, they're super nice people. Especially like she's at church the most. So like she's at church right now for the youth Bible study they have every Wednesday night. And she was also very fond of one of the people that went there. Nicest kid ever, knows a bunch of instruments, super talented. Like I can't be mad at him. So I think as far as that goes, I've always just been kind of in the background.
Yeah. Speaking of background, man, I'm seeing some of the anime that you have right behind you. Did you draw those, or was it something that you just pulled from somewhere?
So this one right here, I did draw. That was for a school project, and it was back when I think I was in senior year, and I had a movie class, which is wild, but I'm still friends with that teacher to this day. So I had a movie class, and they were like, you can pick any movie, just make an alternate poster for the movie that has nothing to do with the original poster. So in Japanese over here, I'm trying to figure this out mirror wise.
Yeah, that's good.
The last or the seventh Hokage, and then the last Uchiha. It's Sasuke and Naruto bonds. So like that's the one I have drawn. The one behind me right here, that was a gift from a friend of mine. And then the poster behind me, that's probably the most popular Naruto poster. But I'm definitely like, I'm known enough for liking anime that I've gotten a few gifts.
That's dope. I think, see, this is the thing with anime. I think that our generations really don't see eye to eye on what's the best anime cartoon, period. For me, in my generation, it was Dragon Ball Z. I think for you and your generation, it's like Naruto. And in my mind, the two ain't even the same.
They're definitely not the same. And I also don't think that everyone can agree on like the top 4 animes, which would probably be Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, and the 4th one always changes. Some people say it's Demon Slayer. I don't think that's necessarily true. Some people think it's Hunter x Hunter. Some people think it's Attack on Titan. But there's always going to be the big 3, which is Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, and then the grandfather, Dragon Ball Z.
Absolutely.
I got to go a little bit further, like Gundam.
Okay.
Yeah, got to go a little bit further back into the 80s. But yeah, man, that's interesting to see how this generation has really taken to anime and taken to video games, man. I mean, you guys are doing something that we can only dream of. Like, I know cats that's making like millions of dollars just playing video games.
Yeah.
And that was something I dreamed about being a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. I have an idea for a video game. So if you know any developers, let me know. But like, I've always been, as soon as I figured out what video games were, like I even heard stories of myself. I've always been a gamer. I used to have this Winnie the Pooh game when I was living in Kuwait at like 2 or 3 years old that I would play all the time. Then we got a Wii and I was playing WWE all the time. Then we got like more WWE games. Then I heard about Minecraft and I was playing that all the time. And now I have a PlayStation and I have games I play on my computer to where like I'm kind of well versed in gaming. So like even if I haven't played the game necessarily, I've probably watched a gameplay on it or like watched a commentary or watched a video about it. And as far as anime goes, like I'm probably very mainstream in it because I kind of discovered it on my own. Like I was always told about Naruto, and even now that's my favorite anime is Naruto Shippuden. But everything out after that was kind of just like, okay, I've heard about this one, let me check it out. Oh, this one sounds kind of cool, let me check it out. Another one of my favorites I think is Death Note. Death Note is a really good one, and I say that because it's a psychological anime that's not necessarily scary, but it keeps you in because you're like, okay, what's gonna happen to this guy? Okay, how's he gonna deal with this problem? Okay, I know they know he killed this one, but they don't know it was him. So are they gonna find out it was him? And how's he gonna like? It's an entire brain race. There's no like fighting in the anime, but all of it is action packed like brain sequences.
See, I can't do the scary anime. I couldn't watch Scooby Doo at night. You know what I'm saying? So Scooby Doo at night scared the hell out of me. Oh
For
man,
those meddling kids.
yeah, just meddling kids. Oh man, listen, this was an absolute pleasure, and it was a great interview having you on, man. Let the beautiful people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
I have a YouTube channel under my name that's right here, Chayce Coleman. My Instagram is CHAYCE_does. That's where I keep people updated on all of my wrestling, all of my music coming now, and anything in between that I'm doing. Facebook is just my name right here. I have a Twitter. I never use it. So
Twitter's weird now.
if you Twitter's been kind of crazy. They call it X. I'm not worried about it. But as far as where to find me, Instagram's where I'm most present. Facebook is probably where I know the most people, and YouTube is where you can find most of my music.
Absolutely awesome. So you guys go check out everything Mr. Coleman got going on. Hey, listen, we do this thing at the end of every show. We like to give a little bit of motivation. We like to give a little word of advice, a quote of some sort. We call this segment "Final Word."
Okay.
So, Mr. Coleman, do you have a final word or a word of advice or motivation for your beautiful followers?
I'm very big on ominous positivity. So I think what I'll use is, why do you think you can stop God's plan for you? What made you think you're that powerful?
Hey, I wasn't even ready for that one. Woo. Say that one more again. Say it one more again.
Why do you think you can stop God's plan for you? What makes you think you're that powerful?
Man, I'm gonna spend all night thinking about that one. That's Jesus Christ, huh? Oh man, you hit us with a heavy one, Jack. Oh man, I don't even know if I can follow that. That was a great quote and question posed by the one and only Chayce Coleman. Oh man, Roosevelt, you got to follow that one, man. That was the young boy up here dropping jewels, man. Roosevelt, do you have a final word for your beautiful subjects?
Yes. My final word is protect your light at all costs. That's it. Just protect your light. Don't let anyone dim it. Don't let anyone come in and just cast a shadow over it. You are in possession of that light for a good reason. So protect it at all costs.
Protect your light or protect your teeth. If y'all don't know, that's a move that Roosevelt does when he punches the daylights out of somebody and knock half the teeth out. Yeah, that's
pretty young thing.
Pretty young thing.
Protect your teeth.
Protect your teeth. Beautiful people, if I had to give you a final word, a word of motivation, a word to get through your day or get through your week, I'm going to just go super generic with this, man, because this is the problem that a lot of people have, no matter what walk of life that they have, anytime they try something new or try something different, is believing in yourself. And I know that is so generic, but it is the truth. And it's things that I know I struggle with sometimes, believing in myself, even though I know I'm a powerful manifester and I can do all these great things. But sometimes you just have to remind yourself of how powerful you are and what you can actually do, especially if you have support of people or just support of one person to help you along the way. But believing in yourself goes a long way. And when other people start to believe in you, that just gives you justification or just cause to believe that you can do anything that you put yourself through. And if you align yourself with a higher power, then ain't nothing, ain't no stopping you now. See what I did there? See what I did there?
I do see what you did there. I do see what you did.
Oh man. So the final word of today is just believe in yourself, believe that you can do it, believe that you have the power and the ability to change your life, because ultimately it's up to you to believe in you, because if you don't believe in you, there can't nobody else believe in you. That is a final word from your boy, Brian Renegade. Oh man. Real quick, Roosevelt, let the beautiful people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you just know that I just came back from Germany. Amazing trip. Man, I went out there and got busy. I showed my patootie. I let them know who Roosevelt was. Of course, you guys know I'm getting ready to go to the UK at the end of this month. Lord willing, working on some things to make that happen. Got a show tomorrow in West Virginia. Got a show on Saturday in Lumberton. We have the Best Damn Wrestling Hyperdrive Tournament. The culmination of the tournament, the semifinals and the finals, happening this Sunday. Make sure you guys tune in right here on the Best Damn Wrestling podcast so you can see who is going to be our very first, our inaugural, our champion of all champions of the Hyperdrive tournament happening this Sunday. And we will give you guys all information on time. And, of course, the location is going to be right here on the Best Damn Wrestling podcast. And, of course, you can find me on the TikTok because it's still there. They still have TikTok. The TikTok is still alive.
It is still. It's still. I think it's supposed to go away soon, but it's still there.
It's still here, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. So make sure you follow me on TikTok at Rose. I'm _ Mr. Everything. I think that's still my TikTok. I haven't promoted it in a long time.
You haven't transitioned.
Yeah. And then follow me on Instagram, Roosevelt the Fighter, on Instagram, and yeah, and of course follow everything we got going on right here on the Best Damn Wrestling podcast.
Absolutely. And I just want to reiterate what Roosevelt just said, man. Go and check us out this Sunday, man. We have the Hyperdrive tournament, a battle of wits and brawn and just pure badassery. We got Blade Brown, Sean Cruz, Caden Pierre, AC Divine, Trey Havoc, and Jim Stone. That's in our finals, man, and they have been tearing up this tournament, man, putting on absolutely amazing matches. All of these guys can go. All of these guys are very talented, and we want you to check out more of what they have going on. But this Sunday, check out the Hyperdrive tournament and see who will be the next Best Damn Wrestling champion.
Hey, real quick, before we sign off, I want to give them a little insight of the matches that we're going to have when this tournament happens on Sunday. Let's see, where is my notes? Get the notes. Where's the notes?
We live, right?
Yes, I know. Yeah, here we go. I got it right here. All right. So on this Sunday, to find out who is going to be our inaugural champion, we have Blade Brown versus Jim Stone. That's going to be something. And then we have Sean Cruz versus Caden Pierre. And we have Trey Havoc versus AC Divine. These are some matches that you guys are not going to see pretty much anywhere else. And I'm excited to see who is going to come out on top and who's going to make it to the finals and who's going to win our beautiful Best Damn Wrestling Hyperdrive Championship.
Absolutely, man. So I'm excited for those matches. Now that you just told me, I'm super excited. I don't know how I feel giddy right now. I can't wait to see that. This is going to be interesting. Real quick, Chase, have you had the opportunity to get in the ring with any of these guys, or would you like to at some point?
I've wrestled Caden Pierre on Firestar Afterburn. I don't think the match was aired, but it was a tag team match between me and DJ Springs and Caden and Amira. Everyone else on the I have wrestled AC Divine and Dynamite Jackson. That was a time where I was actually tagging with Duke Patterson before I wrestled him in Wrestling Evolution. So I'm a little well versed in these people, and everybody that I haven't wrestled, I've seen them around North Carolina. So I'm definitely gonna have, I'm definitely going to have fun watching this.
Oh man, let me show you some of the damage that Kaden done. I'm happy nothing happened to you, but yeah, they were going at it, Jack. That's what I'm talking about. This tournament is absolutely brutal, and they have been whooping each other's hind parts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they've been getting it in, Jack. So yeah, check out the Hyperdrive tournament on Sunday, man, so you can see some of these matches. And I believe it's going to be live as well. Is that correct, Roosevelt?
Yes, it is going to be live.
Yeah. Venue wise, we still down in Lumberton?
Yes, we're down in Lumberton at the flea market.
Awesome. So we got a live crowd checking out the Hyperdrive tournament. We are streaming it live, and we are recording this thing just to show you some of the top talent in the Carolinas. So check it out whenever you get a chance. In your leisure, watch the recordings of the old matches. You will not be disappointed. And my name is Brian Renegade. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on all platforms at Brian Renegade. And you can go and follow the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We have an Instagram. You can check out our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go over to our Facebook group, Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got a Facebook page where we put all of our content, the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can check us on X. Or Twitter, as it was formerly known as, at Best Damn Crew. We got a Twitch. You can follow us on Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We even got a TikTok, and you can visit our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Crew. And you can go to our damn store, www.bestdamnwrestlingstore.com. We got all kind of stuff. We got hoodies, we got shirts, we got all kind of memorabilia for you. So whenever you get a chance to, if you want some good quality clothing, go to our Best Damn store and get you some damn merchandise. Damn it. All right, that's all the cursing I'm doing. I'm sorry.
I just love how he fixed his glasses before he said the last one.
I got to make sure he had the down. You know what I'm saying?
I told you could say 5 curse words. You said 72 of them.
Well, I want to get Chayce to say.
Told me to
I want to get Chayce to say one. Just one curse word. Ain't nobody from your church listening. Just one small. It's in the title, so damn is in the Bible. So I just want you to say one curse word for me. I want you to help us sign off. Okay, so I'm going to say the best. And I want you to give me your best damn once I point to you. This is your only time that you can curse. And you ain't going to get in trouble for it. Yeah, you ain't going to get in trouble. And if any heat come down from your pops, Roosevelt will handle that.
I knew you was going to do it.
Roosevelt will handle that. I'm going to be right here.
Yeah, if there's any heat that come down from your pops about you cussing on the show, he going to have to deal with Roosevelt.
he going to have to deal with Roosevelt, not me.
Yeah, he going to have to deal with Roosevelt, not me.
I got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I ain't had nothing. He going to have to deal with Roosevelt.
I couldn't do it, but I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Oh, man. Listen, people. We can't hold you no longer. Follow us on all of our social medias. Check us out, what we got going on. Check out Chayce Coleman, brilliant young man. Thank you for coming on this show, man. You are a breath of fresh air, sir. Breath of fresh air. Yeah. Roosevelt, you are a fart in the bag. That's what you. I was trying to make a comparison, man. Don't look at me like that.
Hey, see, now I feel like you're gonna have heat with more than my pops, because you might have both of them tag teaming against you if you just said that.
Well, if that happens, then I'm going to require the services of a young dragon. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm gonna need some backup from the young dragon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the flavorful feet. What do you say? Feet got flavor. Yeah, with the flavored feet.
Fish with fire and feet with flavor.
There you go. I need your services, sir. Oh man. Listen, here we go. We will see you next week or the next best.
Damn.
Woo! Woo! That made me tingle on the inside. That was good.
Yeah, I got it from Ron.
Wrestling podcast. Boy, you sound like a grown ass man with that damn. You must have been holding on to that damn forever. Long time. That was a deep damn. That would have made Ron Simmons proud right there. Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the goal. Oh man, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on the flip side. We bid you adieu.